It's the conflict is between Saudi and.
Click on draw under the annotate, or if you want to write something, click on text. Okay, feel free to start. One quality you would look for in a good friend, please. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Can whoever who wrote a good human being and understand very good, can you shift that a little to one side so that we can also see the other words behind? I think somebody had written caring and loving behind. So we just shift your words to some other part of the board, please. Okay, we'll take another minute more. Thank you, Lima, for writing that. I suppose the person who has written a good human being and understand every situation, can you move your writing lower down so we can see Lima's writing?
How do you move something?
If you can't move it, then maybe you can try to erase it and then write it below. Rewrite it below. Thank you, John. Very nice. Is there? I think there are a few more that haven't done the drawing or the writing. Okay, another minute more, and after that, I'd like everyone just to explain their particular drawing or writing. Thank you. One more minute. Okay, I hope everyone has a chance to.
I can't clear it.
Okay, it's okay, John. We can leave it there. I can still see. We can still see Lima's words. All right. Shall we begin? Anyone, please, maybe Sundus, you can start. Explain.
So what I draw is balanced which means support, like support. Yeah, so I would like think when I thought about the quality in friendship is support, to be there for you in the tough and sad and happy moments.
Thank you very much, Sundus. Lima.
I wrote caring and loving because sometimes some friends are very caring and loving. So for me, it's more important. And then some of them are always there for their family also when they need help.
Thank you, Lima. Okay, John.
I think mine is very clear to understand a good human being and understand every situation.
Thank you very much, John. Jem.
Yes, I drew a smiley face because the positive attitude, I think, is quite, I appreciate that in a friendship. Always seeing the best of others, and a heart besides it, because having a kind and caring heart is also very important.
Thank you, Jem. Pine. Pine, are you there? You may have to unmute if you're there.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I have not drawn yet.
Okay. While we carry on, can you try to think about something? If you can't draw something, you can write a word or two as well. Okay. Mega.
I draw a ear, so it's more into like listening and understanding.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Jermaine.
I drew a heart next to the listening ear. I find that a person with a good heart and caring for the friends is important. And that's important to me as well.
Thank you, Jermaine. Hint.
I don't know how to draw in my phone, so can I say it?
Okay.
Sense of humor. Like I want a friend who makes me laugh.
Thank you, Hin. Okay, Pine.
I draw that loving smile. Yeah.
Thank you. A loving face. Okay. Have I missed out on?
You missed out, Miet.
Miet, where are you?
Yes. I draw the music.
Music, okay.
Yeah. I just want to say is when my friend they are like sad or something, we support them with the music sometimes, not to make them happy.
Thank you. I noticed this squiggly thing beside the music and underneath Jermaine's heart. Did somebody draw that? And maybe it's just a scribble. Okay, for me, I have two ticks just to represent. I didn't know how to represent being true to oneself in the friendship, being honest and true to oneself. So a yes is a yes, a no is a no. Not to hide things from one another, but generally also being positive towards one another. Always a yes, right? Okay, thank you very much. I will take a photo of this nice drawing for all of us to remember what we look for in our friends. And I'll stop sharing. Thank you very much. We will now take time to check in with one another. And today I thought that we can check in with one another by thinking about which of the 5 groups of emotions on the 5 fingers have we felt most strongly in the past week. So thank you. We'll take maybe we can take 10 minutes, because that's quite a big group now. So we'll break out into our 2 breakout rooms now. 10 minutes. Thank you. Remind you of the 5 fingers. Let me put it on the screen. That is sadness, scared or fears, seething anger, stress or trauma, and self-worth. Feel free to share about any of these 5 groups of emotions you may have felt strongly in the past week. Anyone can start. Lima, do you want to start?
Okay, for me, I felt sadness and grief. 2, 1 and 2.
Would you like to describe a little more why?
Because sometimes I just sometimes I remember things I spent with my grandfather, so I just write it and then talk about it. Then becomes sad. Then I make myself relax later with some music or something.
Thank you, Lima.
Welcome.
John, are you ready?
Uh, I would say 3. So 3 things is compassion, calm, and conciliation.
Would you like to share about any of these 3 things? Give an example.
Conciliation, that every time I see something on the social media, what happening in the country of in Myanmar,
Yeah.
but I can't do anything about it. Try to calm and improve in myself, which is self-worth. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Hint or pine?
I will choose compassion and calm. Because we've experienced a lot of things, because I've experienced almost everything in the 5 fingers. So I felt everything in the 5 things.
Thank you, Hin. Would you like to give an example of one of those 5 fingers that you have experienced? And
yeah, like for the compassion, self-worth, I realized my self-worth. You know, I cut a lot of people in my life because, you know, you just know your self-worth and you don't want these people around you, so you just cut them off. So that's why I realized my self-worth.
Thank you, Hin. Pine.
May connection. Because now, right, I do a lot of connection with my family and friends in Myanmar. Yeah.
Thank you, Pine. Are they okay?
Yeah, quite okay.
Right. Thank you very much, all of you. For me, this week, I have thought quite a bit about self-worth, as I had gone to visit a beautiful garden, and as I looked at the beautiful garden and thought about my place in the beautiful earth, I was really grateful for having the chance to be on earth, and that I'm very, very small, but I'm very grateful that I do have this chance to live and enjoy our beautiful earth. So thank you for sharing about these emotions. Any other feelings or thoughts that you would like to share? Anything? Okay, do remember that for our emotional health, it is good to be in touch with these 5 groups of feelings. Feelings are good and natural, and we can enjoy these feelings and help us to be healthy. If we keep the feelings unchecked, then we can get unhealthy, and that's when we need to deliberately work on our emotional health every night. If you remind ourselves to take care of our emotional health every single day, like we brush our teeth. Every evening, just take care of our emotions. Thank you very much. I think we can go back to our main room. All right, thank you all very, very much for checking in on one another. I will share the story of my friendship with Bismillah, who is an Afghan peace volunteer. I first got to know Bismillah in 2014, 6 years ago. And the photo you see on the slide is from 2014 at the Border Free Nonviolence Center, where the Afghan peace volunteers organized activities. From this picture, I'm reminded that in today's world, sometimes in our friendship and building, we are in the internet age. So you see that Three of us are looking at our devices and not at one another. Bismillah is the person on the extreme right. And I always remind myself and also Bismillah that our connection should not just be a digital connection. Bismillah became a very active Afghan peace volunteer. This is 5 of them doing a video clip on their dreams for the Afghan peace volunteers and for Afghanistan. And that video is called "In Afghanistan, We Have 3 Dreams." And Bismillah on the left was part of that video. They are all wearing the border-free scarves of the Afghan peace volunteers. And in this border-free world, Bismillah in the group not only got to know me as an international partner and friend of the volunteers, but also other volunteers in the group from other ethnic groups. In this picture, you see the boy or the young man in the red jacket is from another ethnic group different from Bismillah. That is the Pashtuns. And Bismillah is Hazara, and the Hazaras and Pashtuns are still having problems with interacting with one another because of the ongoing war. Traditionally, they are enemies. But in that space, in Afghan Peace Volunteers, Bismillah has learned how to mix with volunteers from every ethnic group, as well as internationals, not only me, but in the picture you see Caroline in the red scarf on the extreme left. She's from the United States. So friends have fun with one another. That's Bismillah when he was bald, but we were playing indoor soccer together with other volunteers. And then we went for outings as a volunteer group. So through play and through outings, we get to know one another better. In Afghanistan, unfortunately, it is a war zone. And many things happen. For Bismillah himself, when he was very young, he was on the road in a van when the vans got into a road traffic accident, which killed his younger sister. Then years later, recently, his uncle was killed in a southern province in Afghanistan, and that brought grief to both Bismillah and his family. Having worked and lived in Afghanistan, I also have experienced partially that trauma and that grief. So with my own trauma, I approached Bismillah in 2017 to ask if we could support one another through our individual trauma and grief. And Bismillah said yes. So we have been intentionally supporting one another in our friendship through the ups and downs, and in particular with our trauma from the ongoing war. Bismillah's family has taken me in as part of their larger family friends. And here they are in Kabul, in the house in Kabul. And Bismillah has also come to my house. This is my house, my rented room, during Eid, the Hari Raya, where I was celebrating, and they came to visit and have tea, biscuits, and the Afghan naan you can see on the table spread. This is part of my Afghan family. Kabul and Afghanistan has been getting less and less secure over the years, despite so many governments there waging the so-called war on terrorism. So with incidents almost every day, we Afghans are very fearful every single day that they could not survive through the next day. Bismillah was very kind to me on many of the days when he was at the Border-Free Nonviolence Center. He would wait until the end of the day and walk me home from the center to my home, just to offer some company and protection. So I'm very grateful to Bismillah for that. He and his family has since last year migrated to the US in California. He is now in a new land, but needing to adjust to the many social issues in the US. In this past year alone, he has seen many protests, including the Black Lives Matter protests against racism, against Black African Americans, and most recently you would hear in the news of the Asian American killings. Bismillah is an Afghan, but would be typically seen as an Asian then. Climate change and the California wildfires had also been part of his experience, telling me and sharing me about how it was smoky on many days for those months when the wildfires were raging. And then in the election time, seeing how Americans themselves are so divided, angry, cursing and tweeting against one another. So in my friendship with Bismillah over the many years, both Bismillah and I have learned that friendship brings us love and peace if we support one another, spending time, communicating clearly, honestly, and non-violently, being loving, kind, and compassionate always to one another, supporting and encouraging one another, accepting and respecting one another completely for who we are. I'm very different from Bismillah, and Bismillah is very different from me. And we have learned how to accept one another in all our differences. And then not to judge, but to always forgive. We are human beings and we make mistakes. We can ask each other for forgiveness and learn to forgive one another. So thank you for listening to my story of my friendship with Bismillah and the lessons we've learned. We'll now break out into our rooms, and in your rooms you can look at this screen as well, and you can share your own thoughts, feelings, and stories about friendship after hearing my story. Thank you. Please break out into your breakout rooms now. I'll stop sharing. Okay, thank you very much for listening to that story. Any thoughts from any of you on friendship in general after hearing the story?
My battery is 2%, so I'm gonna say it faster. Okay. It's very nice to have a friend that not judging you, even if you have like a less problem than him. He's not like you're gonna. It's easy for you. For me, it's very. You don't have to make it a big deal. While it's a big deal for me, and like friendships doesn't come with like one side. So it's very nice. You both have like a balanced relationship. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Hin.
Yeah, and you both look like twins. I was like, you were like, you both look alike.
Thank you. Lima, John, or Pine?
Just now when you were sharing it, it gave me a bit goosebumps also because I've seen the situation in Pakistan. Because like my uncle on his laptop, he had some videos, people were killing each other. So then in Ramadan also we had heard the bomb blast and everything. Scared, so my dad was always there to protect us. He was holding a gun also, I still remember.
Thank you, Lima.
Also, like when I was young, I lived in a neighborhood where everyone said is America is very good and great country. But it is a great country, but not as the perfect country. Like when I grew up, I turned to realize that everyone is a human being, and everyone has a bad part and good part. So, so America is not a perfect country after all. So like but everywhere can be good if you live the way how do you say it? The way what the way the way where it's supposed to live, it's supposed to be, so it will be good, better than other country which is more developing. But if there is no justice and no equal racism, well, it's better to live somewhere it is more peaceful and less developed than living in the developing already developed countries.
I agree. Thank you very much, John. And I do remember your drawing in the start of the session about being a good human being. Thank you. Pine.
For me, friendship is making friend with other countries also like good relationship, right? But for me, I got one friend, and yeah, just like you said, friendship bring love and peace. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Pine. I will share some of your thoughts with Bismillah as well the next time I talk to him. So he can be encouraged too. And I hope that you will also enjoy the friendships that you have in your family and among your circles. Thank you very much for sharing. We will go back to our main room. Thank you all for reflecting and thinking about friendship. I will just share a few more thoughts about relationships that we are learning about through various studies. And I'll share my screen. Okay, there is an ongoing study called the Harvard Study of Adult Development. And Dr. Robert Waldinger is maybe the fourth director of the study because it's now in its 80th year of research. What they had done in this Harvard study was to follow young people when they enter the study at 18 or 19 years of age, all the way till they pass on, till they die. And like, for example, in this picture, you can see this same person, man, when he joined the study, he was 19, and then when he passed on, he was 87. Now, in this study, they are quite detailed in doing physical, medical examination tests, and you see in this screen the medical records they kept, CT scans, MRIs of the brain, blood tests, medical examinations by the doctors, and then also social studies and surveys where they interview everyone in their families and among their friends. In the 75th year of this study, Dr. Robert Waldinger, in this TEDx talk you see on the screen, announced the findings after 75 years. The main finding was that close relationships are better predictors of long, happy, and healthy lives than social class, IQ, or genes. In other words, close relationships can help us live long, happy, and healthy lives more than whether we are rich or poor, whether we are so-called smart or not smart, or whatever genes we may have. Another finding is that loneliness is as strong a risk factor for illness as smoking or alcoholism. Another way of explaining this simply is that if my father, who is now 82 years old and who is not a smoker, if he compares himself with another old man of 82 years of age who is a smoker, but my father, if he is lonely, he doesn't have any friends at all. And the smoker has many friends. Then the smoker with many friends and my father, who doesn't smoke but has no friends, has the same risk for disease and has the same risk for dying. So loneliness is just as risky as smoking. Dr. Vivek Murthy, he was the 19th US Surgeon General, and now he is in President Biden's administration. Last year, 2020, he published his book called Together, because having surveyed all the health problems in the United States, he thinks that the major public health problem now is loneliness. That this lack of connection among Americans today is the major epidemic and health problem. And as a doctor who has treated many patients, given them many medicines, he believes that whereas medicines can help with physical diseases, there is nothing more powerful than love in terms of love's ability to heal. So for Dr. Vivek Murthy, love through connections and friendships heal more powerfully than drugs. So we're going to break out in the room in the last 10 minutes to talk about two things: how we can nurture our own friendships. Please think about your own friendships in your own life and how you can nurture your own friendships. And also, perhaps even more challenging, how you can relate with friends who have hurt you, who are not nice to you, or maybe people that we consider enemies. Remember that Martin Luther King said that love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. And the ex-president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, thought that he would be able to destroy his enemies by making them his friends. They are then no longer his enemies. So please break out into our rooms and share for the next 10 minutes, and we'll end up after that. Come back to the same room, common room again. Thank you. Maybe we can start off with the first question. Think about your own friendships, our own friendships. Think about one or two good friends you have right now. And then think about how you can nurture that friendship. Just think about one or two things you can do to nurture that friendship you have. And then share that with us.
Nurture, what exactly nurture?
Nurture is to grow and develop and take care of that friendship.
I think is me and my friends are already in a good relationship. So like I don't think any can be.
Can you do one other thing, one other nice thing maybe this week to
Is like to motivate each other, whatever
okay.
it is.
Great. So maybe you can think about sending a message to your good friends this week ahead to motivate them. Thank you. Pine, Lima.
Yeah. For me, friendship is like, enjoying together and have fun, have fun, have fun. Yeah, but sometimes helping like each other, like like that, and also to go to like best friend, like good friend. Some friend, not good. Help them, then when like need help, they never help back, like that. Yeah, friends also important, I think. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Pine. You can think about something you can do for your friend or friends this week to have fun or to help them. And even with friends who don't help us back, sometimes we can think of different things that we can do to still keep the friendship going. Thank you, Lima.
So I have many friends from over the world. So sometimes our friends are here to help us, but then like helping us in when we go have lunch together, then we can talk about our lives and everything. So it's nice to have friends, and we are always there for each other. So I hope that one of my friends, I haven't seen her for 2 years. So I hope that I'll see her soon.
Is she in Malaysia?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you get to see her soon too. Okay, for myself, this week, ahead, I will try calling one a friend who is also recently migrated, just to check in whether he's okay. All right. How about this? I know Pine has mentioned that friends who don't help us back, but with other kinds of friends who maybe even just have hurt us, or those that we may want to avoid. Is there something we can do to make more friends and to be a better friend?
You know, the cards, sometimes we make our enemies to friends, but then our friends, we make them into enemies. Isn't it true?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree that this is a very difficult human challenge to try to make sure, or to try as far as we can not to have any enemies. John or Pine, how do you think you can relate with those who are not nice to you?
Just live like that now.
Sorry, Pine, what did you say?
Nothing.
Uh, I don't like when people are not good to me. I have no interest in them, so I usually ignore. It's like my habit. It's not that I really.
It's not that you treat them as enemies, you just ignore them. Pine, did you want to say something, Pine?
No, it's okay.
For me, I have had many habits, and what I learned is that it takes a lot of courage to say sorry to people who have hurt me, because I feel that they should be saying sorry to me. But I have tried that, and I find that after I say sorry to them, though they were the ones who hurt me, I feel lighter, and then I don't have to forgive. I can forgive them, and forgiving doesn't mean that I have to be good friends with them. It just means that I don't keep any grudge against them. And like John, then I don't have to be in close interaction with them. I know that I've forgiven them, and they know that I've asked for their forgiveness, even though they should be asking me. And so far, so good. It has been very difficult to know how I can deal with those who have hurt me. Very difficult. So thank you very much. We will go back to the room to finish off our time. Thank you. Ronnie, I hope the others can also come back to the main room. Thank you very much.
And then should be in by in a few seconds. I closed the
Okay.
room already. Yeah. In 27 seconds to be precise.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your participation today. And as we end off our session, I will ask for anyone to share any take-home message or thoughts they have from today's session. Thank you very much. Anyone at all? Thoughts, feelings, questions, or any take-home messages for you?
I think I will add one thing is that if you are struggling to find a good friend or you're not finding the right person, like how I mentioned also in the breakout room, that instead of looking into the reality to a friend or expecting things from them, you should look into yourself and be thankful of the people surrounded you.
Thank you, Sundus. Anyone else? Any thought, questions, feelings? One word. If you have one word to share, please share that one word.
Care. Care is the one word that crossed my mind.
Thank you, Mega.
I have learned that no matter how your friends are and if they are good, bad, or whatever their qualities, we don't care. But we should always be happy because our siblings can be our friends and other people also.
Thank you, Lima. we've had a few girls share now. The guys, come on, one guy, maybe some one word or one thought from. Anyone? Miat or Pine or John? Okay. If there's nothing, it's okay. Thank you all for your time today. I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
Bye.